No further points of order. Let us come to Alberto Costa. Alberto Costa.
Mr Speaker, I beg to move that leave be given to bring in a bill to require manufacturers to fit microplastic catching filters to new domestic and commercial washing machines, to make provision about the promotion of the use of microplastic catching filters in washing machines and raising awareness about the consequences of microplastics from washing machines for pollution in rivers and seas and for connected purposes. I would just like to thank those colleagues who have co-sponsored my bill and all the colleagues from across the House for their support in this issue. We don't often think about plastic pollution when we wash our clothes. However, all our clothes and garments shed what are known as microfiber plastics. Microfiber plastic pollution is one of the most pervasive and preventable forms of microplastic pollution, with 35% of total microplastics released into the environment being shed from clothing. ITV's Good Morning programme, or Good Morning Britain, and the University of Portsmouth recently carried out an investigation which found that a large amount of airborne plastics in our homes. It's estimated we are breathing in between 2,000 to 7,000 microplastics per day. Just think about that. But we can do something now for those microfibres we release through washing machine cycles. Microfiber plastics are tiny fibres which can shed from our clothes during the wash cycle. Due to their tiny size, they're too small to be caught by existing washing machines and can end up in the wastewater system, where they're either caught, remain in sewage sludge which can be spread onto our growing crops, or released into rivers and marine environments. Research by the University of Plymouth has found that one wash cycle can release up to 700,000 microfiber plastics into our wastewater system. 700,000 in every wash cycle. Microplastics can then escape from the wastewater treatment works, polluting our rivers and seas. These microplastics, which can contain chemicals, can be ingested by fish and other small aquatic creatures and then travel up the food chain, and we then enjoy them on our plate when we eat our fish fingers or other aquatic produce. We are ingesting these microfiber plastics. Research led by the University of Manchester has found that the River Tame in Greater Manchester contains such enormous levels of microplastics, which makes it one of the most polluted waterway systems in the world. Investigators found 517,000 plastic particles per square metre of sediment. This figure is extremely concerning for all of us, for our environment and aquatic life. Mr Speaker, as chairman of the all-party group on microplastics, I've been working with that favourite civil society stakeholder, the National Federation of Women's Institutes. Oh, yeah. Wonderful organisation, who have long campaigned on this issue through their End Plastic Soup campaign, which many of us will remember just a few years ago when they came to Portcullis House and they demonstrated in a bowl of water what microfiber plastic pollution actually looks like. The all-party group has also worked with a range of stakeholders, including academics, environmental groups, but most importantly, washing machine manufacturers themselves. The group's report, which was published in September 2021, put forward a series of important holistic recommendations with the support of the Women's Institute and the stakeholders on what policies would be needed to help reduce the effects microplastics have on the environment. Today, I am bringing in this bill to encourage the government to work with washing machine manufacturers to set standards to ensure all new domestic and commercial washing machines are fitted with a microfibre plastic catching filter. I would like to emphasise the importance of also tackling this issue at source. We must encourage textile and clothing manufacturers to make garments with sustainable thread, which has reduced shedding rate, so that the garments do not shed microfibres in the first place. However, adding filters to washing machines is a solution which in the short and medium term is achievable and can be enacted by this government quickly. Through my work on the all-party group of microplastics, I'm aware of several companies who make microfibre catching filters for washing machines. The technology for this solution is already available. For example, the company Grundig, which is part of the Beckel Group, have made their own washing machine called the Fibre Catcher, with a filter fitted inside. And I understand that this is one of the world's first integrated systems and is currently on the market. What I'm proposing is that the government work with manufacturers who are very keen to help with this solution, to set standards for microfibre catching filters, to ensure that all new domestic and commercial washing machines are fitted with a filter that captures a high volume of microfibres in the wash cycle. What I'm proposing in the bill is not novel. Other countries, such as France and Australia, have already pledged to look at this and are working with manufacturers to install microfibre catching filters. It is incumbent on all of us to ensure the environment is left in a better condition than when we found it. I was, as I'm sure you were, Mr. Speaker, and all members of this House would agree, when we were inspired by Sir David Attenborough when he produced and presented BBC's Blue Planet 2 documentary, released only 4 years ago. It opened all our eyes to the damage which we have caused to marine life through our use of plastic. Plastic, Mr. Speaker, breaks down, but it does not biodegrade. Microfibre plastic pollution is a huge problem, and the government should explore all avenues to tackle the different types of pervasive plastic, in addition to the already excellent work which the government is doing generally to tackle other sources of plastic pollution. So I would today urge the government to consider my really modest bill today, to work with washing machine manufacturers, the door is open with them, who want a solution to ensure that microfibre plastics do not become an even bigger problem. With legislation such as what I'm proposing today, the UK could become a world leader in tackling microplastic pollution. This, Mr. Speaker, is a way forward for all of us to continue to enjoy the health and hygiene that washing our clothes brings, increase the fashion industry as well, but ensure that we stop polluting the marine environment that we currently do to at a terrible rate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. The honourable member have leave to bring in the bill. No. I'm just checking in case somebody else wants to speak. The question is that the honourable member have leave to bring in the bill. As many as that opinion say aye. The contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Who will prepare to bring in the bill?
Philip Dunn, Caroline Lucas, Tim Lawton, Derek Thomas, Jonathan Lord, Pauline Latham, Alex Stafford, Andrew Sellis, Jim Shannon, Patrick Grady, Holly Lynch, and myself. Yeah.
Alberto Costa. Excellent.
Well done.
Thank you.
Second reading what day?
Friday the 21st of January 2022.
21st of January 2022. Well done, Alberto. Excellent. Great idea. We now come to the motion relating to the business of the House.